Hello, Madden Bible Nation. Sgibs here for another exciting edition. Show number 98. It is not your den. It is not my den, but it is the Mad Den, a.k.a. the Laser Show, the internet's most passionate show about John Madden Football 2011. Today we have a special request for show number 98 from Eddie Mcfield from Twitter. You can follow him on Twitter, exactly that, Eddie Mcfield. His question comes in: how do I stop Steeler cross at empty Steeler and Steeler shallow cross? Also, mesh out of snugs, streak inside, and drag the outside wide receivers. So let's show you. First off is the mesh. I like to use the inside blitz for nearly every single one of my plays in terms of my base play. It's my base play. I come out in it nearly every single time. So the play he was talking about was mesh. And his setup would be the following: streak both inside wide receivers, which we talked about many times before, as it is the great way to beat man coverage this scenario. So right off the bat, the first thing I want you to recognize is the following. You have to realize where your opponent is going to beat you, and with this play, they're going to beat you in the middle of the field and to the outside. So in pure coverage, in a pure coverage situation, pure coverage world, what we kind of want to do is we want to be able to do exactly that. We're going to take away the short middle, we're going to take away the sidelines, and that's just pure coverage ability. So we'll talk more about pressure as we just get the basics down of this little play here. Let's see, I'm stuck on my guys. Okay, hold on. I'm stuck. As you can see, I can't go anywhere else between Spencer and them, so run the play once. Sorry about that, National Live Internet, even though we aren't live, but it's okay. So here I have it again. What I like to do is spread my line, my defensive line, that's L1 up on the D-pad, Madden 10 controls. Alright, so I go to my far left D end, place him on a purple zone. I go to my left D tackle, place him on a spy, and I go to my right defensive end and place him on a purple zone. Next, what I'm going to do here is with Willis, I'm going to drop him back in a deep blue zone, and then I'm going to put Lawson, both Lawson and Willis over the tackles. What I'm doing is faking the contained defense. But what I'm really doing here is I'm looking to drop back and with Lawson and make a play on the ball. Now, I'm going to be running offense here, so I can't really use Lawson properly, but I'll actually put him on a spy because that will help mimic the ability to stop and everything short with the middle of the field. So the idea with this is just pure coverage. I'm looking to take away their reads, and I'm looking to make them delay their initial quick reads and then maybe make a bad throw or allow me to make a great user play, something along those lines. So the snap of the ball, this is what it looks like. So look, he can hit that drag. He can, and that's okay. But my defensive end that I put there, I dropped him in the coverage for one reason. That's because he's going to aid in defense for my DB that's just got burnt. As you can see off the initial snap here, the DBs do get absolutely roasted here in the coverage. So those drags would have been open, but as you can see with the spies, you don't want to throw the ball there with the spies because the spies are really slowing down. Once the wide receivers pass through the spies, now the next progression is to the sideline, and as you can see here on the sideline, I have my purple zones waiting in the wings to make a play on the ball. So that's the rule number one. How are you going to cover this type of play? So I always, whenever I get in the lab, I try and find a way. Okay, how can I stop a specific play? I always look first for coverage. And coverage is my most main important thing, because if I can understand how to stop it with my coverage, I can then tweak my defense with a similar setup, maybe not as much coverage, but I can still tweak my defense to take away some of those initial reads. So again, here's the play, and now if I go quick pass over the middle, he completed the pass, but you're going to be hard-pressed to really complete many of those balls. I threw that ball into the heart of the defense. That D-tackle didn't even make a play on the ball, but that's just a dumb throw. You want your opponent to make that throw into coverage. Usually they're going to drop that ball, maybe a pick, something along those lines. So as you can see, this is really the best way to stop it is purple, spy, purple combination. So purple left, purple right, and a spy over the middle of the field. So if we take that lesson and really think about, if it works that way, let's try and bring pressure off it. So instantly, the first type of pressure I think of is the contained defense. So to set the contained defense up, I'll blitz Smith off the left edge here, and I'll set Willis up on a contained. Now, what I'm doing here is taking Franklin, putting him on a spy, and I'm putting my other D end on a purple route here. So I have another setup I can put for you. You can put Lawson on a purple route and then move him back and fake the contained defense to the right side as well. And then you can user control Mendenhall. That's one scenario that you can do. The other scenario is just user Lawson. So start here with him. At the snap of the ball, just drop back this way, drop back this way. Just look to make a play on the ball. So it's up to you. It's whatever you're most comfortable doing. I will, if you're going to ask me what I do, I will stick and stay on Lawson. So here's what that play is going to look like now. So pressure's going to come in, and now they're forced to make that throw. They got a little upfield a little bit, but again, the pressure came in, and keep in mind, I know exactly where the pressure is coming. But the idea is the pressure comes in quick. We are going to force them to make an early throw. Hopefully with a user play, we can get there and then just throw the ball into traffic and make a bad read. So we'll show you that one more time. Spread the line, blitz the end down, spy, purple, move Lawson over the center, and then put Lawson back this way. Here's the snap of the ball. Pressure's coming, and that time I didn't have time to get the snap of the ball off. So that's one way you can stop the mesh. Another way, obviously, is with zone. Cover 3 is a great zone to stop mesh because the strengths of the cover 3 stop the strengths of mesh. Mesh, again, is strong to the flat, and it's also strong to the deep middle part of the field. So, again, contain defense, set it up. I would even consider dropping the D end here in a yellow instead of a purple. And then you have Manny Lawson again. You can drop him back. Defense is set up. Here comes the pressure. And there you have it. Throw right into the heart of the defense, taking him down. So, Eddie, that is how you stop the mesh. Now let's go to Steelers cross out of 5 wide. Steeler cross and out of empty Steeler and Steeler shallow cross. Okay, so let's see. Inside blitz. Now, let's see, where is it? Shallow cross is one, and then Steelers cross. So we'll start with shallow cross. Now, right off the bat, there's 2 drag routes I see: a deep post, a deep in, and then a comeback route. So initially, you have to understand the progression of these plays. If I gastric bypass my opponent up, and when I mean gastric bypass them, I mean send the house on them. They have no pass protection here. So I know that the far deep post to walls, that's not going to develop. The comeback route to Arundel most likely will not develop. And that route to Miller, that quick in route, it could hit him. But the 2 routes I'm really worried about are those 2 routes to Mendenhall and to Ward. So what I would do in this scenario is one of 2 things. I'm going to gastric bypass my opponent up. I'm going to send pressure. I'm really going to dictate how they're going to play this formation. So if this is 46 normal inside blitz, what you're doing is just blitzing the D tackle straight down, moving the middle linebacker over the left guard, and then moving the other linebacker right in here, this A gap. We're going to shoot a guy free. I'm going to stick on Goldson here. I'm going to use defensive assist, and then what we're trying to do is force a quick throw. Pressure's coming, and I'm okay with that. Hines Ward made a big play, but again, the idea is the fact that you saw that the pressure was quick and intense. Now I'm not on the user defender there because I'm playing quarterback as well, so got to make a little bit better of a read there. But that's the idea: is send that pressure. Another idea is to look to isolate one side of the offensive line. So what you could do from the 46 normal inside blitz, shift the defensive line right. Contain Gene Francis, shift the line back, and now what you're doing is moving Wilson, blitzing him off the left edge. You're going to spy the center of the right D tackle, and then you're going to purple the right of the screen defensive end, and then user Lawson in coverage. You're initially going to look straight for that the 2 drag routes right over the middle of the field. So here's the play. Pressure's coming. And as you saw, pressure came. again, you got to make a good play with the user play, but that's the idea. You're gassing up the play. Pressure's coming, and there you have it. So that's what you look to do, and you got to. It's all about jumping those routes up. As I'm playing quarterback there, I don't have the ability to make a user play and jump on that. So as you can see, Manny Lawson drifts all the way back into no man's land. If I'm playing the user player in this game, I'm literally going to be up in the box where the other D tackle is. So actually, let me do that again. Let me put Lawson on a spy because that's going to do the best way to mimic my type of user guy here. So here, have it again. So here's Lawson. Okay, so move Goldson up a little bit. Mays. So these double spies will do a better job at showing what I'm trying to do. So there's the pressure. The double spies just don't allow me to throw the ball right away just because they play the middle of the field evenly, as you can see. So just a half second later, now, I mean, I can't really throw the ball to either one of those guys. As you can see, neither of those other routes have progressed. None of them. The deep post is not there. The comeback route, not there yet. And the deep end, not there yet. As you can see, the pressure is already coming in. So you can't go to any of those routes. Your initial reads are those two shallow routes. So you got to understand that this play has 2 quick reads and then 2 quick reads, 2 normal reads, and then a deep read. So if you can really send pressure, that's going to do a good job of stopping this play. But you also have to know that anytime you see a 5-wide set, just send the house because they cannot pass protect. They cannot pass protect at all. You have to send the noise. I promise you, the more you send the noise against a 5-wide set, the better success that you will have. Just a rule of thumb, stick to it. Don't think, okay, I'm going to drop everyone back. Don't panic. Do not panic if you see a 5-wide set. You should be ecstatic if you see a 5-wide set, because number one, that's telling you that your opponent is thinking, okay, keep sending pressure. I'm just going to go to a 5-wide set and I'm going to try and pick you apart. Exact opposite of what your mentality has to be. You're going to pick them apart. You're going to blitz them. You're going to dictate the game, and that's how you stop a 5-wide set, and specifically the shallow cross. So let's go to Steelers cross now. Steelers cross has 2 great crossing patterns, but then off of that, it has deep developing routes. So the weakness of Steelers cross is that how long it takes for this play to develop. So if you get another play, like I'm saying before, if you gastric bypass your opponent, this is what you can expect, because here's the play, and you even throw a bump and run in there. I'm going to throw a bump and run because I really want to get that pressure in there. So here's the pressure. It's coming. 3 verticals and 2 crossings over the middle. Pressure's coming, pressure's coming, pressure's coming. Guys don't even get off the line. They had one guy, and I was playing the quarterback. I made the bad read. Look at this. Pressure's coming, and everyone's jammed at the line of scrimmage besides the inside receiver and the outside receiver. There is a free release, but at that point, there's a guy in my face. It's going to be a bad throw. Probably won't even get it off as I tried to throw, as you can see. So that's a good idea there. We'll show you the bump and run again one more time. And this is the same play that we just did from the 46. Just re-blitz the D tackle and position linebackers in these the left B gap and the right A gap. So here it is again. Blitz is coming, and as you can see, the bump and run with the massive pressure really isn't allowed to get the guys in there. Again, you can set up the contain defense on this because they're going to have a hard time deciphering where the pressure is coming from. When you set the contain DD up like this, they might guess right, they might not. But here's the problem: is you have phenomenal coverage, and they have 0, and I mean 0 pass protection. So you're going to see a lot of something like this. Throw into coverage. He came down with it, but that's the idea: is throw into coverage. You can shut them down that way. Pressure comes in off the edge, sneak it in. Don't be afraid also to try and play some coverage D off this. Maybe just a one-man rush. You're going to look to free up Willis here. Maybe you're going to do something like this. Purple, spy, purple. So right now you're sending off your best pass rusher, Patrick Willis, at the quarterback up the edge. Aaron Smith here. I think it's Aaron Smith. Smith here is going to attack the tackle and the guard, force them to make a decision, and you're going to drop back. So you're only rushing 2 guys. It's going to look something like that, and there you have it. Pressure comes in, middle of the field's covered, and that's really what it's going to look like. So this is it's pretty basic play, guys. I mean, you can set it up. Eddie, I hope this helps you. That's the idea of what we're trying to do here. Guys, if you have any other questions as well, this just isn't for Eddie. If you have specific questions, that's what we're going to be focusing on here in the next couple of weeks with Madden TV is user-specific requests. As you can see here, I think that the Madden TVs I was doing before, they are very beneficial because they're showing every single playbook, and that's something that we're going to continue to do until Madden 12 comes out. Once we'll get to the new game, but I think it'll take a little break in the terms that we're going to go more towards these user-generated tips, because I really believe in the fact that this is helping a little bit more than just me going rogue and doing a specific team, because the fact that this is an actual problem for somebody, and hopefully this is going to get that resolved for them. So I'm really excited about this. It's something I really care about, so I want to make sure you guys get better at this game through my help and Z Farl's help and the rest of Madden Bible Nation. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, a whole lot of you and only a little, tiny part of me. We're changing the Madden community one snap at a time.